Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Constip and this is going to be part 37 of my early campaign where I'm playing as England. And in the last episode the Spanish did attack me and I think that's going to go down as a pretty bad decision on their part. I overall am rather well prepared for this fight. I already was in the process of infiltrating their empire when I did switch my attentions on over to the Polish to sort of integrate myself into their empire after they re-emerged. But I still have forces left, forces as in like agents and emissaries and inquisitors, some assassins and spies, all in these Spanish territories. And they have lost some of their Iberian territories to the Italians picking off rebel territories after that Spanish Civil War. So they are in a spot of bother here, and they are excommunicated as well, which is going to mean that my Inquisitors are going to have some pretty decent targets, I think. And I have 668,000 florins in the treasury, which means that my emissaries are going to possibly be able to bribe some Spanish armies. And then I think the most bothersome area for me is going to be the naval battle, which I would say that I am well situated to fight this, but it's not going to be that clean. The Spanish do have boats in the water, and they do have good admirals. I did look at their admirals before I started recording, and they have a lot of good admirals, more so than me. And I can't remember if I have talked much about naval battles in this game. Suffice it to say that it's kind of obscure understanding how they work. We know that these boats have stats. We don't really know what they mean. Attack of 3, defense of 3, speed of 1 for the caravel, for instance. I wonder myself if it's simply that on the attack, the only stat that matters is the attack stat, and then on the defense, the only attack that matters is the defense stat, and then speed just determines whether or not you can get away from a fight or not. So if I were to try to escape this province or this sea region with these boats, well, my boats have a speed of 3, so to catch me, you would also have to need a speed of 3, which these barks do. It's the same boat. So this one bark could potentially catch my 2 barks if it wanted to fight me, but it's 2 versus 1, so they shouldn't want to take that fight. So that's how that works. So if you're trying to catch... The problem is if you're trying to catch faster boats, and if you have like a mixed boat fleet, for instance, if I had caravels and barks in the same fleets, then my caravels, I'm pretty sure, are slower, I think. They can move greater distances, but they're actually slower, like in, yeah, they have a speed of 1, which is weird because they can, you know, they can move further, but they're slower. I think that's like in maneuver speed, maybe. I don't know, yeah, that's kind of weird. But how that works is if I had a caravel along with a bark in the same stack, and I tried catching another bark, well, then we would be going as slow as the slowest boat, which would be my caravel. So that enemy bark could get away. So the way to do that then is to split that stack up and do like, you know, 1 bark and 1 caravel, and then say this is the bark, you know, the bark. I could catch it, and by having the same speed as the enemy bark, I could make sure they can't flee, and then also be attacking in the same turn with my my caravel to win that fight. Now, this isn't a perfect system because this fight gets counted first, bark versus bark, and I could lose that because it's kind of an even fight. And if anything, I think the defender does have an advantage. That seems to be pretty true based on what I've observed, and other, you know, YouTuber Count MRVHS has observed, and other people who have watched my channel have observed this as well. It seems like the defender does have an advantage in these fights, and it's hard to say. First I was wondering, does that just mean that most boats have a better defense stat than an attack stat? You know, like if it's bark versus bark, then it's the bark's 1 attack versus the defending bark's 2 defense. So that could give the appearance to us, observers and gamers, that the defender has the advantage when we're watching this and thinking, yeah, man, the defenders are always winning. And I wonder if this is just the reason why, because this is what we're observing, but that I'm not convinced either that that is the case, because there are fights that, you know, I've attacked in overwhelming odds, greater numbers, better admiral command stars and everything, and I've still lost, you know, which pretty convincingly. And it feels kind of random. It's a weird thing. Naval battles are, as I said, are kind of obtuse and obscure and kind of a weird way to understand it. It's hard. It is. I keep it simple. Anytime I get confused by things, I keep it as simple as I can. So my way to win these fights, it's tough because you don't want to just be the defender. That's not an active way to, you know, end a war and be proactive. So I don't see that as a strategy. I've kind of been, I don't want to misinterpret this, but I've sort of been, you know, told like, hey, you should just play defense with your boats. But in a naval war, you know, there has to be you have to have a strategy. You can't just sit there and wait for boats to attack you, you know, like that seems, I don't know. Maybe that works for certain people. But for me, I have a hard time wrapping my brain around that one, because I'd rather be decisive, I guess, and take the fight to the enemy. But that does mean that to do that, I need to be attacking, and I need to have a superiority in all of the things, not just numbers, not just command stars, not just better boats, but more of everything. Better boats, better numbers, better command stars, and only then take my engagements and make sure I freaking win. Because, these boats take 3 turns to build just for a bark. They take 4 turns to build for a cog. So they take time, you know? And so that's important. However, in this naval war that's about to really kick off here, I have an interesting decision to make, which is that despite the fact that the Spanish have these numbers, so all the red regions are the regions where the Spanish have their boats, and that's a considerable amount of regions. Sure, it is, really. But it's not everything, right? Like, I do have the Eastern Mediterranean on lock. There are no Spanish boats here, so I'm still making money off of this trade. Heck, I'm still making money off of Aegean, or not Aegean, but Aegean, but also Adriatic sea trade. That's good. Like, that's, you know, that's a handful of ports there. I'm trading with the Poles, the Papacy, the Sicilians, I'm assuming. That's good. And then we go up here and we have a kind of a similar situation, right? Where I'm trading with Denmark and Poland here in the Baltic Sea as well. So it's the reason why this kind of complicates things for me is that typically naval wars are so destructive that it's easy for me to make the call and say, okay, all in on the war. We are not going to be keeping trade lanes open because that's kind of trying to do too many things at once. Whereas what I should be doing is just consolidating everything that I can in an effort to win the naval engagement as quickly as possible. And but it's not as clear cut in this in this instance, just because, as I just demonstrated, I still do have some pretty active and open sea regions. So it's kind of difficult for me to cut these ties to sacrifice everything to go all in on the Spanish. It's an interesting decision to make, you know? I don't really want to go half and half on this. I feel like I should still do it anyway. I have such a large treasury that, yes, losing money wouldn't, you know, have that bad of an impact in the short term. And then having the ability to end the naval war quickly and decisively, and then to reopen my trade lanes, I would say is better in the long term, right? So I think that, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into it, but it's going to be really difficult for me to, you know, make that call. Let's go through it then. Like, I want to show you, sometimes I'm not going to do this for every turn, but I want you to kind of understand my decision-making processes when I'm trying to understand what do I want to run away from and what do I want to fight. So, you know, we can kind of go through this one by one, right? Central Mediterranean, we got boats here, they have boats here. I have a 0-star command star, 2 caravels, and they have 2 caravels, 0 command, and 0 command. That's about as even as it can get, and as I said, I do not want to fight even. So where do I want to send these guys to consolidate? Well, I'll think about that. Then here in the Straits of Sicily, what do we have here? A caravel, 2 command stars, and then I have 2 barks, 0 command stars. So I have the numbers, but they have the better boat and the better admiral. I need to get out of here, and since I have 3 speed and he has 1 speed, I should be able to get out of here. So again, where do I want to consolidate? The Malta Channel, perhaps? Go back to the Ionian Sea, maybe? Again, I can kind of think about it. There's no boats here in the Malta Channel that belong to the Spanish, so I'm free here. Looks like they did sink my boats in the Gulf of Lions, so I have no presence there. And then here in the Tyrrhenian Sea, they have a 2-star bark, and then I have 2 barks, but 0 command stars. So again, don't want to take that fight. So I need to go either down to the Straits of Sicily or up to the Ligurian Sea, and they don't have any boats in the Ligurian Sea, but that might be a place where I want to consolidate here in this part of the Western Mediterranean, right? Yeah. Let me remind myself. So that's a caravel? Okay. And that's a bark. I might want to try to get these boats up to the Ligurian Sea, or making a stand here in the Straits of Sicily by bringing in, you know, these boats, and then these boats, and then these boats. Now, they could still attack these barks. You know what? I don't need to stay here with them, though, because I'm faster than that cog, so there's no reason for me to stay. I can enter with these boats, sure, but then they can't attack these boats on the same... I don't think so. I don't think they can attack these boats on the same turn, because they're not technically here yet, right? They're in transit. So I could back out with these barks, or I could go forward into the Tyrrhenian Sea, which, again, they would not be able to attack on the same turn. So it's tempting. Let's just be conservative. Let's back out with these boats, and then let's bring you up to the Ligurian Sea, where I have the 2 barks there. And then you're probably going to back out 0 command stars, 2 barks. Even yeah, see, that's a fight that I really should win. I have 2 barks, 0 command. They have 1 bark, 0 command. That's in my favor, but let's play this safe. Let's get out of there. And yeah, I don't have any presence there. And then here's a bad... This is just all bad. I need to get these cogs out of here. 0 command stars, 2 not cogs, but caravels. And then they have a bunch of caravels. 2 command stars, 1 command star, 0, and then 0. So 2, 3, 4, 5 caravels. Goddamn. I see, they're as fast as I am, though, so I might not be able to escape this fight. That could be a tough loss for me. So for now, I don't need to go just one region away. I can get away even to the Atlantic if I wanted to. Ooh, that might be where I want to go. We'll see. Do I want to go straight to Sicily? For now, I'll go here, but I might change that. I'll see what I want to do. Straight to Gibraltar. How are we looking? So I got 2 barks. They have 1 caravel and then 2 caravels. 2 command stars, 1 command star. So I need to get out of here. Luckily, I can because they don't have any... Yeah, they don't have any barks here, so I should be able to escape this. And where can I go? Gulf of Cadiz or Barbary Coast? Those are my options. So they have a bark here, 1 command stars. And I have 2 barks, 0 command stars. Ugh, so that's not a fight that I want either. What about this? 2 command stars, 1 bark. And I have 3 command stars, 2 barks. Okay. Yeah, see, that's tough. So this might be in a situation where I wouldn't mind playing this fight defensively. If I do have an advantage defensively and they want to fight me like that, okay, that might be how I win that fight without taking any losses. Then let's bring these boats over so that we can combine our forces, and then you do the same thing and make your way over to the African coast. So that's the idea there. And then 0 command stars, they have 1 bark, 2 barks. Yeah, that's going to be tough. If they want to catch me, they can. And looks like, so I got 2 boats here, 0 command stars, and they just have the 1 bark, 1 command star. Yeah, again, that's tough. Let's see here. Go down to Caravel Land. Yeah, it's tricky. So 1 bark, 1 command star. Okay, okay. I can try to consolidate up here in the Spanish coast. So at least I have 1 command star here. Looks like they sunk 1 of my boats. And then they have a 0-star caravel. That's kind of dicey. And they have a bark, so 2. So they could catch me and then kill me with that caravel. If we can get away and go to the Spanish coast, we'll try. And then down here, we have 2 barks, 0 command stars versus their 0 command star, 1 bark. Again, yes, I should win that, but just because of the defensive advantages, we're not going to take that fight. And I have 2 caravels here. What are command stars? 0 command stars. Let's bring you to the Spanish coast because this is where we can consolidate here. If any of these boats make it here, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it and get away from these barks or those barks. We'll see. And then up here in the English coast is pretty much like my only area where I have any, like this is my real strength right here. I even have a freaking cog up here. 1 command star, not bad. And then the Spanish just have this 1 command star bark. So what I want to do then is to make sure, what's the speed like of the cog? Speed of 2. So that's faster than a caravel. That's cool. Yeah, and then they have an attack of 4, defensive 2. So you would think that, you know, they'd be like good on the attack, right? Like that's how that makes it feel. So what I'm going to do here to catch this bark is to split off this 1, 2, 3, 4 barks of my own. 1 command star, 4 barks. So let's come down here, and this is a Spanish boat. Make sure I'm not attacking the papal boat. That would suck. And yep, this fleet is owned by the Spanish. Attack, and then send in the other fleet just to make sure that they get killed. And that's all that work just to catch and kill 1 bark. So that's how this war gets fought. And I don't think there's any of the Spanish boats up in here. No, there's not. Okay. So in all of that, I'm only making 1 attack. And then the rest of it is me getting ready to push forward and, you know, attack from a position of strength. But all of that I just did is without using any of these boats in the Eastern Mediterranean. I really feel like I should get them involved. I really feel that way. You know? Because, you know, naval wars, the thing is the naval wars in this game, they're not decisive. They do take some time. Boats get away, they escape, they flee. It takes a few turns to catch them and kill them. Yeah, it's a real, you know, knock down, drag out kind of ordeal. And you have to kind of plan for that. You can't think to yourself, okay, this is going to be done in 5 turns. Like, no. If you're thinking 5 turns, then double that and assume it's going to be 10 turns. You know, it's like planning for a trip and you think that, you know, like 5 pairs of underwear is going to be enough. No, bring 10. That's my travel philosophy for you right there. Bring twice as much underwear and socks and bring twice as much money in cash, and only bring like 1 pair of jeans and 1 pair of shirts. And it's kind of the same thing with expectations when it comes to naval warfare in this game. Whatever you think it's going to be, double it. It's going to take double whatever you think. So, yeah, I would kind of like say, yeah, between 10 and 15 turns maybe to decisively figure this out. Maybe 20. Maybe, yeah, 10, 20, something like that. It takes time to do this. And the reason why I don't want to really go too crazy with my land forces during all of this is because forces could get separated. And while this is happening, my king, whose influence and his leadership command isn't reaching my forces here in the Levant. So how's my guy's loyalty? It's currently okay. Not his. His loyalty sucks. So I could kill him. I have a lot of assassins right here in Tripoli. Oh dear. How much to kill him? 50%? I'll think about it. Because I also have spies here too. So I could just try him for not heresy, but for what was it called? Treason. Yeah. And that's at no risk to my spy, so that's it's tempting. I also do have princesses on the way. Princess Bianca is going to be of age in 5 turns. So maybe that's going to be an option. Ooh, 3 loyalty as well. Yeah, it's a little dicey. Yeah, 3 loyalty. God damn. And you're the only good loyalty guy over here. All right, that's a little dicey. Maybe I should start killing people. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. What are the chances? Is it 50% for all of these guys? 50%. And 50%. And I have 5 assassins and 1 spy. I could get rid of all of them eventually. But the next guy up could also be disloyal. That's the problem. That is the issue. And yeah, 3 loyalty is not great for either. And you're my general of this province as well. That's a little bit, that's a little bit scary. And 3 loyalty for you as well. Yeah, it's a little dicey. The Spanish, on the other hand, they're also split up. Their king is here, sure, but they don't have a connection to their Iberian provinces because of Morocco being held by the Italians. And of course, my navy is blocking any, influence from reaching the Iberian provinces as well. So their loyalty is freaking fine, though. Yeah, they're chilling. They don't care that they're excommunicated and their king is like, a million miles away from them. Oh, 2 loyalty. All right, you're kind of a little. Yeah, you're not good. Well, 3 stars. Yeah. Wonder if I could turn you. Get a spy in Toulouse, maybe. Ooh, there's no border fort here. Ooh, shit. How's your valor? 0? 0 valor. Okay. Do you have any high valor spies? Okay, here's some 1 valor spies. Okay. Can I get you guys down there? Okay, this is actually confusing to me. I think this has been explained to me multiple times, and I'm still a little confused by this. So my agents can just go anywhere, but there's ports. And yeah, I know that this has been explained to me, but I still don't understand it because the naval, the navies are blockading my guys from being able to travel by sea. So how can agents travel? They can't go to Toulouse. There's no port there. So they can only go to provinces that have ports in them. So I get that part. Same thing here in Croatia, right? I get that. Trebizond. So agents can just travel. They still need the boats, right? Right? Can agents just travel without the boats? To any place, like between ports? Kind of like in Shogun 1? You would think, I mean, I almost have 1,000 hours in this game, and I'm still like, huh? It's really, yeah, it's silly. But, and I don't mean like the mechanics silly, I mean like me not, I don't know, I just get really confused sometimes. If I bring him, so this Valor 1 spy, maybe I can bring him to Toulouse? Maybe I can bring you to Toulouse as well. You might not get in. Even though there's no border fort here, doesn't mean there's no spies or assassins that could counter spy and catch him. But we'll see. We'll see. So you have a 3 valor assassin as well. Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it. Is there anyone here that's not loyal when it, like, what when it comes to taking bribes. Because that could be nice too. In fact, I think I saw someone during a pre-recording. Down here, yeah, moral flexibility. Minus 30% of bribery cost for these 4 chivalric sergeants, 1 hobbler, and 1 mounted sergeant here inside of the castle of Granada. That could be nice. Can I get these guys? So it would cost 13,790 florins. Yeah, give me that. And then there's one other army that I saw. I think it was you. You had this 5-star freaking general here. What is it? What is it? Where? Weak principles. Yeah, minus 20% to bribery cost. You know, for a natural leader, you know, plus two morale. So 63,537 florins. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's nothing to me. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. And he's also the king of Navarre, so Navarre would be losing his actually he has some pretty bad governor traits, I think, due to, yeah, I think this is from Inquisitors. Yeah, the Inquisitors probably been hounding him, so now he's God-fearing. Minus 4 dread, but plus 4 piety. But then also, yeah, he's all over the place. Pious, plus 3 piety. Atheist, minus 8 piety. Like, he can't figure it out. He's really confused. He's a confused man. But all I need him to do is take the bribe. So yeah, that'd be really nice. That'd be really damaging to the Spanish, I reckon. And then I have all of these Inquisitors as well. They can maybe also do something like I'm not going to attack him right now with this Inquisitor just because I might be able to bribe the entire army. But this guy, like, what are, you know, can we try him of heresy? 0% chance, never mind. All right, I guess these places aren't, yeah, the zeal's not too high in these previously held Muslim territories. So Sinai, I'm assuming, is also 49%. That's not bad. King of Spain, 0%. Meh. Arabia has 40% zeal. 8% chance of getting him. Yeah, that's not too high. What about this guy? 40% chance? Alright, let's go there. And then, do I have any Inquisitors here in Syria? No, I do not. Okay. But I have a lot of spies here. Or not a lot, I got 2 spies here. But still, that I could potentially lower loyalty here. And is there any good looking targets? I guess we just go after the best generals, I guess. Yeah, he's a very good general. Yeah, if we could lower his loyalty and then, oh, I don't know, go after you as well, I suppose. Yeah, why not? So there's a couple options there. Let's get these. Do I want to send my assassins after my own captains or generals? I do have princesses on the way of coming of age. 3 of them. And I have 3 generals here that are disloyal. But I don't know if it can wait, you know? That's kind of a... could be a serious issue. So, yeah, let's sick my assassins on them, I guess. Yeah, you go there, and then you go there. And then I'll send my spy after you. And yeah, we'll see what gets done there. One major issue is me not preparing enough feudal knights for my forces in the Levant. The person that I had in charge of my military operations out here really did drop the ball. And that person was me. There's no one else playing this campaign. It's just me. It's all my fault. So that's unfortunate. I only have these 3 feudal knights here in Antioch, and then these 2 feudal knights here in Edessa. I can train them here, so I can get going on that. In fact, let's just bring over one more feudal knight, and I can split these guys up 2 and 2 between, I don't know, Tripoli and Palestine, I suppose, next turn. And then let's go back to... It's tempting to get caravels here in Palestine. It is, but let's just get longbowmen in Palestine. Tripoli can do billmen. Feudal men-at-arms in Antioch. And then, yeah, we're already doing feudal knights here in Edessa. I'm not that concerned about the Spanish forces. Now, that's always famous last words before losing a battle. But, you know, I did pretty well against the Mongols, you know? And even if we do lose a province for a turn, I think that we can take it back with the forces that we do have here in the east. So bring it on, Spain. And then out here in the west, am I more concerned or less concerned? Oh, I don't know. It's... You can attack Aquitaine or Toulouse or Anjou. And I do have feudal knights here in Aquitaine. I don't have them here in Anjou. I could bring a couple down from Brittany. So now there's at least 2. Got a bunch of guys here as well. This 6-star general is going to be leading the... Oh, I can't move. Oh, yeah, I'm being blocked by... Gosh darn it. Okay, next turn I can bring him over to Flanders. For this turn, Flanders has to be held. Well, there's not going to... Okay, yeah, there's no threat up here. Never mind. I'm at war with the French, but me and the Italians are cool, so we're fine. It's down here that's going to be the fight. And yeah, I think this is the general that I've had since the beginning, I think. Lord Fitzsalan this is obviously the captain, but it's another general at one point. No principles, so that's concerning. Minus 50% of bribery cost. But 6 stars is 6 stars. And then in Anjou is a bit of a drop-off. 3-star general, Lord Sir Thomas Langton, ready to prove himself. Actually, no, this is the guy that was out in Edessa at one point. Yeah, I think that's where he got the no mercy trait from killing prisoners in Edessa. Minus 1 morale, but, you know, Gentle Knight, plus 3 morale, plus Natural Leader, plus 2 morale, so it's a net gain of plus 4 morale. Not bad. So 3 stars, you know, isn't the best, but plus 4 morale is pretty gosh darn good. And then we have 7-star General Lord Roos here in Ireland. No, in Ile-de-France. Skilled attacker, expert defender, so plus 2 command when defending. So is it going to be a 9-star general when he's defending? No principles. Okay, what's with my best generals having no principles? What's with that, huh? Is that from me having a lot of money? Because I know there's corruption traits for just stockpiling a lot of money in Rome Total War. Does that exist in this game too? Because that's my 2 best generals that have no, what was it again? No principles? Yeah. That's a little concerning. And you're 6 stars, so you're good. Let's see, you're a truly pious pervert that loves to kill people and build buildings and farm and give away money. Okay, yeah, you're kind of a complicated person, but as long as you can defend Flanders against the French and our allies, you're fine. You're okay. Now, we can't bring over troops from... Well, we can, so we don't need... The nice thing about this is that we can bring troops from Wessex to Flanders via this, well, the land bridge. Even we don't need to control the English Channel, which is very nice, but we will be able to control it once we destroy that Spanish boat. But we can't move troops from Mercia and Wales and Ireland and all these other places until, you know, in one turn, that is. Obviously, they can just march down through Wessex, but... In fact, let's do that. Let's start moving these guys down. You go there. Cannons stay... I want to build demi-culverins. Seems kind of dumb because I'm not really attacking and sieging places right now, but I want them. I should be building caravels. That'd be the smart thing to do, but... Whoever said I was smart. Yeah, I can't get any boats up here. Yeah, let's get a bunch of caravels here in Flanders to replace the losses. I'm building cogs here in Normandy. And yeah, gosh, I can't... I should probably get caravels in West. It's like one of the only places I can build caravels. And I think I'm working on getting the master shipbuilder there. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, Ireland, master merchant, why not? We'll be... It's not relevant right now because our trade's pretty much blocked up, but in 8 turns, you know, we'll see. And then, again, do I train soldiers here, considering that... I mean, the seas are going to be clear up here pretty soon, I'm going to say, so... We can train up some gallo glasses just for the future. I think that I have all my moves put in for this turn, so I think I'm ready to end this. And see if the Spanish are going to attack me, on land that is. You know, they started this war via sea, but they didn't do any land attack. And is this going to be the turn where they do so? Yes, so they're going to be going into Anjou, and I don't think they brought enough forces for that fight. If it's just indeed the 2 stacks there, that's going to be a fight in Palestine. And let's see here. Lord Montfort has been brought to trial. And yes, he was executed. Okay. So I'm curious to see if his next in command is also is disloyal or loyal. Okay, so this assassin failed to kill this person, but there's no indication that he suspects that I'm the one that sent, you know, that ordered the execution or assassination. And then same thing with this guy. And then simultaneous reports from your assassin and the target general's command staff confirm success. The threat within your own ranks has been quashed. And then same thing here. Okay, so that should have been all of them. So here's the fight in Anjou, and so they are actually going to go through with this, despite the fact that I outnumber them by quite a bit. And Anjou, we already introduced Sir Thomas Langton. He is capable. He's going to be given +4 morale bonus up against Lord de Oliveris for Star General. Looks like he's going to be not the Prince. The Prince is going to be in a 13-man unit of Royal Knights, but then there's going to be this 4-star General, which is going to be this 9-man unit of Urban Militia. So theoretically a very easy unit to kill, right? And then also he's going to be in command over this 3-star general who is in a unit of Royal Knights as well. So in that sense, I'm lucky, right? They're also bringing a bombard, which is the worst thing that you ever want to bring to a field battle. It's an gunpowder artillery piece that cannot pivot. So, and it might blow up. So yeah, that's not a good thing for them. And then let's see, so their range component's going to be threatening. It's going to be 5 arbalesters, so that's a very good crossbow unit, and then a Pavese crossbow, so it's a unit that is going to be very good at absorbing damage from archers, I suppose. And then let's see, 1 unit of handgunners, not going to be too effective, honestly. And then militia sergeants, got a unit of regular archers, some basic tier 1 spearmen, some Spanish javelin men, and some feudal men-at-arms. That's a very light melee component. Now, they do have the cav units, the Royal Knights, and then the 13-man unit the feudal knights, and then the 13-man unit of Royal Knights, which isn't that threatening either. Honestly, not too concerned. Really not too concerned about this. Hopefully I get a good hill to stand on. And then let's check out their reinforcements. How are they looking? So chivalric sergeants, so pretty banged up unit of spears, banged up swordsmen, some crossbows, archers, Pavese crossbows, so 3 units of Pavese crossbows, regular crossbows, banged up feudal sergeants, regular spears, and peasants. Yeah, that's really not much. I'm not, as long as, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just looking at these feudal knights and chivalric men-at-arms, feared men. My spears are pretty light, but it doesn't matter. My longbowmen are just gonna tear this army apart. Maybe not so much the Pavese crossbows, but they only have 1 unit of those in their reinforcements. So my Royal Knights can just run those units down. Well, dang, I was looking at the Anjou map when I was on the campaign, the campaign map, thinking, hey, at least I have some hills to stand on. No, no, that's not my hill. That's going to be the enemy's hill attacking downhill into me, which is not ideal. Now, I can just deploy up here, and I think that I'm going to. I can just deploy right up here on this I'm still on the downside of the slope, but, I mean, considering that they just have a lot of archers, this is probably better for me, you know? Yeah, I think this is better for me. I didn't bring too many spears. I only have one unit of feared men, but I think that's okay. And then just, yeah, back them up with, I brought these really solid chivalric men-at-arms, which I don't really use too often. Oftentimes I use polearms and spears, but like these guys are really solid. They look cool too. And yeah, so they're going to be here. I realize I don't have any billmen in Anjou, which is just very negligent. That was very, just another example of me just not paying attention. But I got some galley glasses. Not the best unit for this time period. I would say better for the early game, but they have a bonus versus armor with their two-handed swords. They're good. They're a good unit. I think they're impetuous. I think they will charge without orders. Yeah, it says it right there. May charge without orders. Who needs orders? You know, who needs that? Then I got my longbowman right here. And nope, did not mean to. That was a mistake. Let me fix that. There we go. That's looking okay. So I got spears right here. In fact, I'm going to move spears in front of my galley glasses as soon as the battle starts. And then chivalric men-at-arms, never ideal to have them charged by cavalry, but I'm going to have my heavy cav backing them up. So, you know, just if, you know, they want to bring their one unit of fiddle men-at-arms against my chivalric sergeants or chivalric men-at-arms, yeah, they can try their best. And then again, you know, galley glasses, like with a spear screening it, it's going to be fine, backed up by a longbowman with their bonus versus armor with their bows and their axes, which is pretty badass. Yeah, they look pretty awesome. And then Hobblars as well. Hobblars are then my general. So let's get this party started. Let's get you... Oh yeah, we got that bombard right there. Jesus. So yeah, we're taking shots right away. Longbowmen are shooting. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's get... Let's see, so that's their guys charging in here. So let's go charge in. Charge in. Spears just block up. And then chivalric sergeants go here, and then here. And then chivalric sergeants go here. And go here and get ready to charge into those feudal knights. Go here, and then go here. And then hobblars come out to the side and start running, please. And then general come up. And then, let's see, you guys come around the flank here. And chivalric men-at-arms. Let's see, we have this general coming on in. Or not general, but that's the prince. And then let's put some pressure on their arbalesters. And then, yeah, let's put pressure on their ranged units here. And let's start charging these guys down, because there's a lot of these guys. Let's get into them. Hobblars, you don't need to take that fight. You do not need to get in there. Yeah, it's better if you just attack those ranged units. And then my general as well. Let's send him after those arbalesters as well. So how is this fight going? My feudal my feudal knights versus the royal knights, chivalric sergeant. That looks okay. Let's see, my general can come around and get into the handgunners, actually. That's fine. And yeah, hobblars go into their ranged stuff. Yeah, you don't need to be fighting here. Yeah, you really don't need to be fighting there. Just go after something else, please. And then longbowmen, come over here, and you can run, please. And then hobblars, chase, arbalesters, yes, yes. Go, go, go. And then, how is this? Ooh, feudal knights breaking my center, eh? Ugh, that's not good. Alright, hobblars, go into their feudal knights. How many are left? 6 of them? Okay. Let's see, trying to get, I mean, my longbowmen with their bonus versus armor can chop these guys down too, so there is that. Then how's my general doing? So there's 11 men left. What's killing him? These javelins maybe? Ugh, shoot. Alright, hobblars go after, ooh, those are spearmen, okay. So yeah, longbowmen are going to be in position to start shooting at stuff. Yeah, arbalesters go here, and then longbowmen shoot. Yeah, let's get longbows up here. And so javelins, Spanish javelins. Yeah, you guys run down the javelins, please. Halberds go after them. Here, hit those guys. And then longbowmen come up here. Go there. And then feudal knights, go hit those arbalesters. Yeah, their melee elements kind of held up better than I thought. I wasn't able to get into their range components I'm a little rusty, guys. I'm a little rusty here. It's been a while. Man, I haven't fought a battle in this game in a minute. Yellow glasses, go, go, go. Chivalric men-at-arms, go, go, go. Yeah, we're running down these guys. We're looking good. Longbows are on the flanks, just shooting stuff, so that's fine too. Chivalric men-at-arms, go, go, go. And yeah, let those guys run away. That's fine. However, since we did take quite a few casualties, yeah, turn around and shoot at these spearmen, please, and thank you. Gallon glasses, come back, come back, come back. And what are you guys, arbalesters? Yeah, charge into the arbalesters, please, and thank you. Yeah, run them down. Since they're going to have some guys coming on, we're going to have to probably... I don't want to withdraw down to the bottom of the hill. See, there's some tough decisions to be made in this game when it comes to like being the attacker, because you know you don't want to give up prime ground if you've taken it, but if you can't stand and hold your ground, then you have to turn back, and it's really tough to make that decision sometimes because they're going to have reinforcements coming on in. Let's get into these spearmen here and help my longbowmen fight these guys. Looks like they're already running away. Yep, longbowmen broke them. Good job, guys. Yeah, it's tough. Let's withdraw those feudal knights down there. And let's start withdrawing, guys. Yeah, let's go here. And then longbows, turn around and start shooting at these archers here. And then, yeah, you guys don't chase. You guys don't chase. And then here, we don't need all of these cav units chasing here. We can have some of them going after those arbalesters. And then let's start getting my general back here. There's only 4 men left in his unit, so yeah, he's in danger as well. These longbowmen are trading with their arbalesters. Let's make sure that we're concentrating fire on these guys. You come up. Let's withdraw those gallon glasses. And then let's withdraw these chivalric men-at-arms as well. And, ooh, turn around, turn around. We got spearmen coming in. Let's fight these guys. And then, yeah, general getting back. General get back here. We're gonna shoot down those arbalesters. And how is this chase going? Running down arbalesters, running down running down arbalesters here, and there's 4 left in that unit. As soon as we're done chasing, yeah, there's archers coming on. Let's get back from the edge of the map. Now that they're starting to bring on their reinforcements, it's starting to get a little bit dodgy up here. So let's target these arbalesters, and then what are these spearmen really still fighting here? God damn, they're fighting. Says they're losing badly. Okay, we'll see about that. Yeah, let's get the halberds back, and we need to start to... Man, these guys are still fighting too. And I thought that my longbowmen would have wiped them out by now. Can I bring out some reinforcements? And then, are you guys all withdrawing? I hope they are. And you're out of ammo. Shit. Okay, that sucks. Okay, I need to get my longbowmen back. Alright. Longbowmen, run to the back of the map. And then general, go there as well. Then how are we doing on this side? Yeah, we're routing these guys, so you guys all need to get back. Go to the back of the map. And we have to give up this hill position. It's going to feel bad. It does. We're going to have to fight for a hill. But, we're just going to get overrun by all of this stuff. Let's get these cav units back here to shoot down these arbalesters. Otherwise, they're just going to be shooting us freely in the back as we withdraw, which, again, feels very rough. This is going to feel good. Yeah, get rid of these arbalesters and these archers. And stop them from shooting at our guys who are withdrawing. And who are you? Hobblers? Okay, you guys can... I feel like you guys are going to get shot by those arbalesters. Try to get away if you can. And then I can bring on some more units here. And then don't go too crazy. Get back whenever you can, okay? Yeah, don't chase into all of that stuff. Although they might be withdrawing. Yeah, it kind of looks like they're not going to be continuing to push. And honestly, do I turn around and hit them? I'm tempted to. I don't know if these guys have any gas left in the tank. So I don't know if I'm going to actually catch anything. But it does appear like they're going to be withdrawing. So if I can catch anything, I will. Either to force the Spanish to give up the lives of their men, or to force them to pay the ransom. In either case, I'd be weakening them even more. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch these guys. We'll see. There's the victory. So yeah, that was a pretty even fight, honestly. So we did kill 391, and we did capture 363, and we lost 527. So yeah, pretty tough fight. Royal Knights gained 2 points of valor. That was my general. Killed 50, captured 14, lost 16. So yeah, tough fight for him. Feudal Knights, 1 point of valor, lost 13 men. Hobbler's got 2 points of valor. Holy shit. Yeah, nice. Killed 19, captured 133. Yeah, very good job. And then is this Feudal Knights down here? Feudal Knights got 2 points of valor, 8 kills, 14 taken. I lost every single man but one, so they only have 1 man left, which is unfortunate. Yeah, not well commanded on my end. That combat all happened a little bit too fast for me able to react in the way that I shouldn't have had it set up the way that I did. I was pretty sloppy with my setup in the beginning. But anyway, so the rebels are... Oh, so there are rebels here. I thought it was all Swiss. Okay. So the Swiss haven't quite taken over Switzerland yet. But they will. Here, King Fernando. Okay, so he's attacking from Sinai with forces from Arabia, I guess. Arabia? Syria. Okay, so he's a 5-star general. That's good. And Sir Edward Neville is my weakest general in the Levant. Only 2-star general. I think he does have like a morale boosting trait, I think. Can't remember if it's just natural leader plus 2 morale, or if it's brave beyond belief or plus 3 morale. I can't remember. But I do remember him having bad valor. He's really fat and he can't climb on his horse. So he has very poor valor, and he has low hit points. So he's I'm not going to want to fight with him for sure. Yeah, it's a little dicey. As for the enemy forces, so it definitely looks threatening, right? The thing is that there's a lot of armor on these guys, and that's going to be very tough fighting in the desert here. Chivalric sergeants are heavily armored, and Order foot soldiers are the same, I think, and then halberdiers are going to have a very rough time. They're very slow, very heavily armored. And then even the chivalric men-at-arms, kind of the same deal. And then they're going to be bringing 3 artillery pieces, which isn't great. The mangonel cannot pivot, and then the catapult can, and the ballistic can, but it sucks. So yeah, and they don't have any archers. The only cav units are going to... Oh no, they have one unit of arbalesters. So it's going to be a melee rush. And then their only cav is going to be their general, their king, and then a unit of Spanish Genetes. And then for reinforcements... Let's see, some more Genetes, some Knights of Santiago. I'm glad that's not going to be in the first wave, because that's a tough unit. It has the same stats as a Chivalric Knight, which is very tough. Let's see, crossbows, Pavese crossbows, arbalesters, handgunners, arbalesters, order foot soldiers, 15-man unit of Royal Knights, Genetes, Pavese crossbows, another Knight Santiago, so 2 of them all together. Halberdiers. There's some good units in here. Some good, Royal Knight units. Mounted sergeants. Some more Royal Knights. Knights of Santiago, but a bit damaged for that unit. And another unit of Knight Santiago. Yeah, there's some good units. Yeah, this is a big one. This is a big fight. What are the numbers like? I forgot. Yeah, they outnumber me by a lot. Pretty much 2 to 1, right? like a little bit more than 2-1. So that's good. That's tough. I might lose Palestine in this fight just based on like numbers, but I still think that I have to make sure that I can beat the first wave, which is going to be, as I said, a melee rush. And sure, having heavy armor is going to be rough for them, but if they just smash me, then it doesn't matter. So I have to make sure that I can hold that first wave, and then from there we can just sort of readjust as we go. This is a pretty nice hill that we have ourselves here. Yeah, nice and steep. Not the biggest hill, but it's steep. And Billman in the front, Longbowman, backed up by Gale, Glasses, General, and then having my Royal Knights, because I don't have any Feudal Knights in this army, on the backside of this hill, ready to kind of rush out and maybe surprise the enemy. They might not know that I'm here, hiding behind this hill. And then just having my Turcopoles, or Turcopoles, out here on my right side on the high ground. Maybe they can go up to this high ground. It kind of depends on where the enemy is. And I can see where I want to pull the enemy into. Maybe kind of pull them into a trap where they can, I don't know, come down here and maybe get hit by Royal Knights. We will see how I want to play that. So, yeah, so they have Spanish unités. And those are the units that I want my Turcopoles really to be shooting at. So this is kind of a good spot. Let's spread them out. And yeah, we outranged the Jav Cav, obviously, so give ourselves some high ground and we can shoot that unit down. We can even, 3v1 that unit in melee and destroy them in that way, obviously. And then, yeah, so it's going to be their melee rush, right? So that's the thing that I have to really watch out for. Let's center myself here so that I'm not flanked. Let's bring out the Billman. And I might have to continue to readjust here because, they're going to continue to readjust their lines as well. My Turcopoles should be shooting. Do I need to give you guys a command order here? Because, yeah, they're in range. You guys can definitely start laying some shots on into those Unités. Start dragging them down. There they go. They're starting to lose some guys. Perfect. And they're not quite making a move on my center yet. My Longbowmen have the range, so they could start shooting at those militia sergeants if they wanted to. And let's keep my Turcopoles up here, actually. I don't want to give up this high ground. I don't want to be lured off of this hill that I have. Now you can go back to shooting at these Unités, and the faster that we can resolve this conflict, the faster that we can go back to helping out in this fight, because there are guys, we could be picking off those Arblasters, for instance, as well. That's another option. So yeah, we're laying waste to those Unités. Hopefully they can get it done fast, though, because I'd like to get rid of those Arblasters. And are my guys shooting? They are. So it looks like they're taking out those militia sergeants. And yeah, that's a big melee army there, so come on guys, hurry up with this. I'm just going to send these Turcopoles to go after these Arblasters, and these two Turcopoles can continue to shoot at those Unités. And then the fight up here is starting to kick off, so we need to get into position here. Okay, so let's get my Royal Knights. Yeah, these aren't good fights for us. Halberdiers and... Here, let's come down here and get ready to throw Gale Glasses into Halberdiers. I think that's a good fight, actually. And then on this side, Chivalric Sergeants, let's go here. And then let's get these Royal Knights around here. So Gale Glasses can charge in, and they're routing my Billman. Holy shit, okay. That sucks. Alright, let's send Gale Glasses in here. And let's get a flanking charge here. And are we fighting those Turcopoles? We are. Alright, so these Turcopoles come down here. You and then you. Come down here and get ready to start throwing or, shooting your spears in, or your bows, arrows. I can't talk right now. Your arrows. And alright, how are we doing here? It'd be nice if we could break those guys. And do I need to send my Longbowmen into battle here? And that would not be a good fight for us. Yeah, longbowmen go into the order of foot soldiers. And then, yeah, that's not a good fight for us. Cav against spears, that's bad. That is bad. Longbowmen, go in with your little hatchets and start hacking guys down. And then Billman, you guys came back from routing, so let's go back in here with the fight. Maybe we can kill the Spanish king. That would be nice. And Turkopol's start shooting. Yeah, start shooting. Maybe go into a fight here. Yeah, go here and then go here and get some charges in. You don't need to go into wedge formation. That was a misclick. And then did they kill those arbalesters beat my Turkopols? God damn. Okay, never mind. Shit. All right, so I needed to send these Turkopols after these arbalesters, or else they're just going to shoot us in the rear. So I need to send both those units. That's rough. Yeah, that sucks. All right, longbowmen, charge into here with their little hatchets. And I don't want to send my general into a fight. You guys get a charge in on these spearmen. I gotta break these spearmen. Come on. And Turkopols go after those arbalesters. And yeah, they're breaking us on this side. Longbowmen are running away. And their king is just down to one man, but he held. And I don't want to send my general into a fight, otherwise he's gonna die like instantly. Should I send him? He's already fighting. Chivalric men-at-arms. Yeah, the king's gonna get away. That sucks. Wow, my king, he just ran away instantly. he barely fought, and he was like, nope, this isn't for me. I'm too fat for this. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough if you don't go all out to stop the melee rush, you get crushed in this game, and that's a lesson that I've been taught over and over and over and over again. You know, it's a funny thing because I go into this thinking like, yeah, bring some skirmish cav and bring some archers. Like, that's not too much melee, you know, or not too much skirmish. You know, because I had Royal Knights, I had Billmen, I had, you know, Gale Glasses, and yeah, and you know, you would think that can like hold, but no, it really can't. And I have to keep learning that, you know, against armies like this, of just a pure melee rush, they can't, they can't hold. You have to basically counter melee with melee, you know. So yeah, I have to just keep learning that lesson, I guess. It's too bad because I like playing with balanced armies, and I want to think that I can use more, you know, skirmish-based armies against melee rushes, because that's something that you could do historically. It's very challenging to do when you have horse archers that can't shoot and fire, though. That really does limit your options. So let's try to get reinforcements coming in. Oh, I don't know, like here, I guess, and then bring in what I can. General come back to here, and yeah, let's get these guys back because we still have reinforcements coming in. Obviously, they have a lot more reinforcements coming on in, but if they're going to take Palestine, we have to make sure that they bleed for it, for sure. Like, we can't just give it up. Longbowmen fighting chivalric sergeants appears to be an even matchup. Looks like my longbowmen are winning. And I have Royal Knights that are going to be charging the chivalric sergeants in the rear. Let's see, longbowmen coming on and militia sergeants coming on as well. Can you guys shoot? No, not quite yet. All right, let's get some more guys on. Sometimes I like to let all of my guys rush off the field first before I bring on a new wave. But in this case, I felt like, you know, I didn't want to lose my general. So let's keep him here. And let's go here. And then, yeah, not ideal. But let's go back here and fight him. And longbowmen get back. Can you shoot at him? Yes, you can. And militia sergeants go in and fight. Try to stay back out of this. We don't want spears going into cav unless they're already fixed first. And what do we have coming on? Order foot soldiers. Let's see here. Oh, now they're running. We're perfect. Yeah, let's run them down. Hobblars, perfect. Came on in the nick of time. Let's bring on some more reinforcements. Coming on in. And yep, feudal men-at-arms, go, go, go. And then militia sergeants, get ready to fight order foot soldiers. And hopefully you're shooting at stuff. You're shooting? Are you shooting? No? You can totally shoot at stuff. You are allowed to do that. You can get in a better formation to shoot at stuff, and general get back here. And then feudal men-at-arms get up. Alright, yeah, militia sergeants fight the order foot soldiers, and then we have their swordsmen, so let's have heavy cav charge their swords. Halbars, no, continue to chase chivalric sergeants, and I want my heavy cav to charge swords, not my light cav. Alright, so that's gonna be a tough fight for us, so let's get longbowmen out to the flank here to shoot into their flanks. And let's get my swordsman out here to help out in that fight. Let's keep bringing on reinforcements. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough little fight, but come on. Oh, come on, guys. I told you guys to get back over here. For Pete's sake. For Pete's sake. Looks like they're tired. Yeah, totally exhausted. That's why they're disobeying orders. Alright, they're chasing down. Yeah, I'll let those Halbars do that. They're having fun. Chasing down routing units. That's great for them. Alright, let's go... this isn't a good spot for these longbowmen. You guys go somewhere more useful. Swordsmen get into the rear here and try to break those guys. That's good. General, come up a bit closer. Because you do have command bonuses. And, yep, there you go. Heavy cav, go into the rear of those guys. Try to break that position. Yes, we got him. Good, good, good. Longbowmen, get back and start shooting at those halberdiers. And cav, get back. And then, yeah, longbowmen, shoot at those halberdiers. Are you in a decent position? Yeah, it's an okay spot. Alright, we have a lot of units here. Billmen, come up. Let's get you guys sorted out. Hoblars can come up here. What are you, Highland Clansmen? Come up as well. Got a lot of units stacked on one another here. What are you, Highland Clansmen? Yeah, I thought I already told you to move up here. Go, go, go. Archers get fanned out. Longbowmen get fanned out. And Gallow Glasses, alright. Alright, we're pushing them back. So yeah, we got a good break here. So let's run down these guys as much as we can. We got some Hoblars. Let's capture as many of these guys as we can. And I thought I had another unit of Halbars as well. You guys are over here. Basically ran down that unit of Chivalric Sergeants. We got Royal Knights coming. Ooh, get away from them, please. Yeah, get away from those Royal Knights. They're gonna be nasty. Yeah, you guys can run. You guys don't need to just... Ooh, what was that? Ballista? Was that Ballista? Yeah, yes it was. And the nice thing about me not killing those artillery pieces yet is that they can only bring on what is it? The 13 units, because it's a 16 unit max, so that's cool. Are you guys not gonna... Come on, get away from the knights. Come on. You're faster. You're light cav. Come on, you can do it. Get away from them. Man, just really nipping at their heels, eh? Do you have any units that can come? Oh, you're over here. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know if I can save you. You're gonna get, like, trapped or something. Yeah, damn. I'll try to save you, but you might be screwed. Well, it looks like I actually was able to get away here. Nice. Yeah, those Hoblars did elude their hunters. So let's see if I can turn around and punish these Royal Knights now. Got these militia sergeants coming up. They can do a decent job against them. And then Royal Knights, that's not my general, is it? No, it's not. Okay. And let's just bring you over here as well. Highland, Gal Glasses. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying to get away here. And I don't think... Let's see, I don't have any longbowmen in range. You could shoot, potentially. Yeah, it's tempting to hunt them with my Hoblars, but I feel like they would just turn around and destroy both of the units if I turned around, so... actually, nope, they're going after me. They're still hunting my Hoblars. They do not give up on that, so let's bring these billmen up here. Yeah, if we can get a pick on this, you know, very powerful unit, then that will be nice. At this point, I feel comfortable sending my Hoblars back in just to kind of pin them in place, because they're going to be charging downhill on my swords, which isn't ideal for me, but we can collapse in on their rear, and you guys can just hold position here. And then, yeah, let's collapse in on these units. And there they go. They're breaking. So we got a good... Yeah, we should be able to catch a few of them, hopefully. Billman, get back. Because the rest of the Spanish army is just backing off. And... I think at this point, if we're going to be chasing units, let's send guys down to get rid of those artillery pieces. Oh, yikes. As my hobblers were chasing down artillery crewmen, these Royal Knights did come back. Okay. Ugh. Let's see if we can just knock out these ballista crew, and then hobblers don't get... It looks like you're fighting people. Yeah, don't fight. I just want you to kill people that don't fight back. That's all I wanted you to do. Yep, get back to our hill position, please, and thank you. Are you running away? Who's running away? No one? Okay, yeah, just get back here. Get away from the halberdiers, and then you guys as well, get up here. Get away from the Royal Knights. If they want to charge my hill position, that is fine with me. Looks like they're going to be bringing on their reinforcements. Urban militia, militia sergeants, Spanish Genites, chivalric sergeants. Yeah, I got some guys coming on in. And we are set for round 2 here. Yeah, they won round 1. But we were able to come back here. We got a bit of a breather, and we're back on our hill, so let's go. Right off the bat, these Royal Knights seem to want to go on a little bit of a suicide charge because my archers are set up in there, ready to just mow these guys down. So yeah, they're down to 5 men. And what do we have? Militia sergeants, urban militia, so that's infantry that can be... I would say we can beat that. I mean, we've got some Highland clansmen back here that can maybe beat those units. Might be a little close between the militia sergeants, but we have militia sergeants of our own. And what do they have? Spanish Genites. My archers can shoot them to pieces. Archers, I have hobblers that can chase them down. And then, what do they have? Crossbows and handgunners. And then Pavese crossbows in the back. Okay, well, So my hobblers are both very tired. And my Royal Knights, who, I don't know if I should... retreat them by now. I have a 20-man unit of Knights Templar. Ooh, that's good. They should be fresh though. They just got brought on. They're already very tired. Yeah, this is just from sitting in the desert. Literally just from hanging out in the desert. Not doing anything. It's made them very tired. Yeah, that's tough. Now we are shooting on into these units that are approaching. And if they're going to trickle units in, we might hold okay here. Well, these skirmish units have decided to line up in column formation and just get shot in the face, and that's not going to be great for them. These Genites as well are not doing a good job of advancing and really doing much. My hobblers have gone around to this side to maybe... Well, I was thinking about getting into those range units, but now I see those Knights of Santiago, and... that is not a unit that I want to tangle with my light cav. In fact, even my heavy cav is not really equipped to deal with that because I just have a 20-man unit of Knights Templar and an 11-man unit of exhausted Royal Knights. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough unit to deal with. I have spears over here. Genites? What the hell do you think you're doing, Genites? Yeah, they're just throwing their... Alright, so these longbowmen are out of... ammo, so I should withdraw them. And then we have handgunners right there as well. They might be coming into melee. Let's get these field sergeants over on this side because I want to mirror that unit of Knights Santiago. Just so if I'm going to take a charge, I want to take a charge with my spears and not with my swords. Well, at this point, this is all ranged stuff, and those knights have just kind of wandered off in that direction. So let's send my hobblers forward to charge into this stuff here. And yeah, the Genites are still hanging around, but they're just getting shot by archers. The Gallglasses keep thinking they want to charge because they just love charging stuff. So I got to keep a leash on them. And yeah, go hobblers, go. Go ahead and chase down as much of these range units as you can. What do we have here? Arblusters and Arblusters and ordered foot soldiers. Okay, so I have to be wary of those ordered foot soldiers for sure. Oh, those are militia sergeants. Okay. Actually, Gallglasses can fight those militia sergeants. That's fine. Yeah, fight them. Actually, they're running away. Okay, perfect. Well, go run down these handgunners. That's fine. And then Gallglasses get back up on this hill. And then, yeah, we're shooting at these guys. Let's see if we can break them. If those pavis break, they're so slow because of that shield on their back. Yeah, they're not gonna be getting away too fast. And we can get quite a few captures here on these units. But we gotta watch out for those Order foot soldiers. That's gonna be a tough unit to spearman that I do not want to get caught with. Same with those pavis crossbows as well. So let's get whatever kills we can. Or captures, that is. It's interesting watching my Hoblars. I've been watching them here, and only one of them got into contact with the Order foot soldiers. And so you would think that most of the unit would go where I'm telling it to go, which is, you know, obviously not into the spears. But just because, like, one unit continues to, like, get caught in the Order foot soldiers, there continues to be this, like, steady stream of, like, you know, 3, 4, 5 horsemen that continue to try to go back into the combat, which they think is supposed to be the fight because they have one horseman caught. And as long as one horseman caught in that unit, it doesn't matter where I command them to go. They just continue to get pulled back into that fight, which is very, I don't know. I just watching it happen while I had nothing else to do kind of showed me a lot of, you know, why these things are frustrating. Like, this unit's running away right now. Like, it might rally, sure, but I lost 24 men for no reason. You know, but it's one of those, it reminds me that controlling armies in this game, it's not, you know, the most finest tuned thing, you know? You gotta have a certain degree of, I don't know. I say that, like, I've seen people, command armies. There's someone that I don't know if he still watches the channel, but he was putting up videos on his channel just kind of demonstrating how he would command armies back in the day, and he was very good. He had really fine control. He did play on large unit scale, and I really wonder, like, I don't know, it's interesting. I wonder what the differences were when it comes to commanding armies, because I felt like there's a lot more leeway with the way that he could command his cavalry compared to how I command my cavalry. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting watching it because he could kind of just charge his cavalry head on into armies and then just kind of back up and get out of the fight. And I don't know. I've never been able to really, like, once cav is committed, it's committed. In my experience, you know, it's really, really tough to get units out of engagements. So you have to just commit units when they're going to win. That's it. And if they're in a bad engagement, you know, during the thick of the battle, you don't want to be spending that much time, you know, microwaving just one unit trying to get it out, right? You have a whole other, you know, army to be microwaving as well. So it's not really something that you want to be, you know, once they're in that bad fight, sometimes you just have to go, well, okay, that unit's gone. At least me, you know, I'm not saying it's the best thing to do. But it seems to, I don't know, it seems like that's what I have to do. Yeah. Anyway, Yellow Glasses getting into Order foot soldiers. Should be a good fight for us. Swords versus well-armored spears in the desert should work out. We're going to drag down these Royal Knights, I imagine, even though they broke my Billman somehow. Ooh, okay, yep. The Knights of Santiago got into my Highland Clansmen. That's not a good fight for us. That's really bad. Let's get my spears in. Of course, now my spears are not going to have that height advantage. They're going to be on kind of an angle here. Let's bring down swords and then cav. Yeah, we have to try to break this. That's going to be a really tough position right there. Maybe bring down my general as well. Yeah, they're breaking my Highland Clansmen. Yeah, let's see if we can figure that out. And then here on this side, how are we doing? Gale Glasses, get back, please, and thank you. Militia Sergeants, get up here. And then Hoblars. So this is Genites, Arblasters, anything that can hurt us. Alright, Hoblars go after those Arblasters, and then you Hoblars go after those Arblasters. And then how are we doing down here? This is the only fight that really matters right now. So chasing Pavis, Arblasters, don't do that. Turn around and fight these Knights of Santiago, who are running away. Perfect. Nice. Yes, perfect. So in that case, they're probably just gonna get away, so we can continue to chase those Knights of Santiago. Actually, don't. Just don't. You guys are so exhausted. That's not a good use of your energy, honestly. I am now in a position where I'm having to withdraw pretty much all of my archers. Yeah, all of my archers and longbowmen because they were out of ammunition. This is going to allow me to get more units onto the field. Hopefully some more I'll take archers, I'll take light cav, just because, or any cav really, just because there's so many skirmishers that are on the board for the Spanish. One unit of spears down there, and then yeah, our blasters. Looks like they're not shooting at me right now. None of their units are shooting at me. I don't know why. It's a little creepy. They're just looking at me. Stop looking at me. Weirdos. All right, now they're shooting down here. Is it the Genites throwing javelins at me? Yeah, I can just spread my guys out. I can't chase them. That doesn't work. Doesn't work. Just gotta spread out, go into loose formation, take javelins to the face. It sucks, but... And then Hoblars, do you have anything left? Or do I just withdraw you? I think I withdraw you. You're exhausted. And then 10 Royal Knights. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Let's withdraw you as well. Try to get as many fresh people on the board for us before what's coming on in. Archers, feudal sergeants, Pavis crossbows, Knights of Santiago. I think they're leaving, even though there's 8 men left. I think they're done. But I know they have at least 2 more units of Knights of Santiago, so I have to watch out for them. Gallo glasses are just going to charge on into Order Foot Soldiers. I didn't tell them to, they're just doing it. I'm fine with it. That's an okay fight. Feudal men at arms can help out, honestly. And yeah, looks like they are going to lose that fight, get beaten. And that gives us an advantage for the upcoming fights. They're going to be happening as soon as these other units have moved their way on up here. And do we have guys coming on in yet? Reinforcements. What do we got? Archers. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. On the topic of units disengaging, there's something that I thought I'd take this time to talk about, just because it's an interesting idea that I've never really understood myself, which is that in this game and in Shogun, I know that there is the command to make units rout. Yeah, it's right here, rout, which I always thought was kind of strange because that's different from withdraw, which I don't think there's a button for it, but I have a hotkey for it. Yes, withdraw not here. I guess you have to go into here and go withdraw. Yeah, for me it's just Control W. Yeah, it's weird they don't have a button for it. But I just do withdraw, because that doesn't cause a morale debuff in nearby units. Now it's a slower command, so they're not going to be rushing off of the next, the closest edge of battle. But withdraw is, typically the normal way of getting your men off of the battlefield. However, so I've always wondered, why rout? Why is that in this game? Why is that here? Why would you tell your men to rout ever? Because that's going to be giving a morale debuff to your nearby men. It's just a weird thing, right? And I've wondered if this is why. Is rout meant to be used? I think I want to just chase these guys. Got some Hoblars coming on in. Is rout supposed to be used as a way to quickly disengage? Is that kind of the idea there? Because, we know historically, of course, that feigned retreats was a very common thing. It was a very common tactic across all time periods and geographical locales. And it can work, it can be used without using the rout command in this game and in Shogun, but it's trickier for sure. It can be difficult to pull it off, to really have that fine micro, right? And maybe the rout command is what's supposed to make that easier. Let's charge down here and see if we can hit these feudal sergeants with my swords right here. 49 guys should beat their 100 feudal sergeants, I think. But is that the idea there? So for instance, in Shogun, there's a really strange building that I thought was kind of bizarre called I think it's the Drill Dojo, that just improved a unit's rallying ability, which is what? Why? That's so bizarre, right? You would think that you would care more about having a unit just not rout in the first place. But if if the unit's entire purpose in battle is to charge into a conflict and then rout and basically draw the enemy. Ooh, shit! I'm not paying attention. Here comes the Knights of Santiago. Let's send in Billmen and militia sergeants and spears. Gotta pay attention. Anyway, yeah, we can kind of return to that conversation, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. I think I kind of made my point. So, yeah. Anyway, really interested in the purpose of that button, and maybe I should use it. Like, as far as applications go, like maybe that's something I should be doing more of. Here, I can turn my gal glasses around. You guys can hit those feudal sergeants in the rear. Looks like they're not. Yeah, they're losing, so they will lose that fight. And I got crossbows coming in too. That's cool. Bring in the crossbows. And how are we doing here? Are we killing... Yeah, Knights of Santiago are down to 8 men. Perfect. And let's see, you got some previous crossbows. Where are my Hobblars? It's always a bad feeling when you lose your light cav. Where'd you guys go? Light cav. Shit, they just gone. Just get wiped out. Jesus. I had them, right? Weren't they... I didn't just imagine them, did I? Oh, yeah, that's bad. Or do they get killed over here? What happened to them? Well, they're gone. Looks like I have some Royal Knights coming on in. Some more Royal Knights. Okay, so we'll have Cav. And yeah, man, these feudal sergeants are freaking trapped and surrounded, and they're still fighting. Tough buggers. And Knights of Santiago, are they finally getting wiped out? Finally, last one got wiped out. Our blasters are in combat now. That's an interesting choice. Interesting choice, guys, but I'm here for it. And at this point, I mean, honestly, is it time to send in my... I've been holding back my Knights Templar for a while, but is there anything... Let's see, any spears? No, let's send them in. Let's send in those guys. I got some Royal Knights. Let's send them in as well. And then let's bring up these archers to shoot at these Genites that are just trolling us right here. Yeah, let's do that. Damn, these Knights Templar are exhausted. And they haven't done anything this battle. Oh, that's so rough. Yeah, these Royal Knights are totally exhausted just from sitting on a hill. Yeah, that's rough. I should have either... Ooh, okay, good. These Royal Knights are early period Royal Knights, so they don't have that heavy armor yet. Let's send these guys down to chase those Arblasters. Yeah, and I see some Halberdiers in the back here too, so I have to be careful of them. Oh, that's tough. If I'm going to turn around, I'm going to get shot in the back by these Arblasters. That's going to be rough. It just took so long for these guys to get up here. They took so long to chase and catch up to the Arblasters that are on foot. Well, we killed like 20 of them. So that's probably as good as it's going to get. Let's send these Knights Templar back before they get caught by those frickin' Halberdiers. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. Note to self. Next time I field heavy cav in the desert, just use them right away. Otherwise, if I wait, they're just going to get so exhausted they're not even useful. While I am sending out these totally exhausted Royal Knight units that I just brought onto the battlefield, actually, they weren't, they haven't been here for that long. They're already exhausted. I'm bringing these guys back. And yeah, these guys are just kind of hanging out, trying to catch their breath. I'm trying to push back these archers, as much as I can here, because they just have so many archers coming on in. The unit of Halberdiers, I think it's going to, I don't know what they think they're going to be doing, getting on into my cav. They've just been chasing my cav this entire time, so let's just kind of stop them here. They should be totally exhausted as well. And Highland Clansmen, come on down. Gallo Glasses, yeah, Gallo Glasses, they should be the unit that's like perfect for fighting Halberdiers in the desert with their low armor and their bonus versus armor. They should be perfect. So let's get them in here. Little downhill charge. And that unit of Halberdiers should not even be fast enough to run away either. They should just be stuck. Is this unit, are they going to just get stuck? Alright, they're running away, so that's good for them. Yeah, they're running away. Just got beat by a bunch of crossbowmen, I guess, but they're, like I said, they're just roasting in their suits of armor, so yeah, they are not having a good time. So these Halberdiers, now they're broken. There they go. So we're going to be, yeah, destroying most of that unit. That's a nice little pick there. General can face the front. And yeah, we just don't have a lot here. There's another unit of Royal Knights coming on in, so we have to prepare for them. And then Royal Knights, Feudal Men-at-Arms, Spearmen. and some feudal sergeants, but the melee units are very beat up. But once they are dealt with, then we can, I guess, yeah, try to chase the archers, I guess, with our very tired heavy cav units. We have, no, those aren't howlers, no. They're just lightly armored Royal Knights, got it. Still totally exhausted. My billmen are gonna withdraw because they just broke anyway, so they've had it. Yeah, they're done for this battle, and same with those Highland Clansmen, they've had enough as well. Let's get those guys out of there. If they are too tired to fight, then I don't want them. These feudal sergeants just want to chase at the edge of the map, that's fine. And then feudal men-at-arms can take a downhill charge from my Highland Clansmen. And Gale Glasses can jump in as well. And yeah, they're backed up by spearmen. My guys should win that, I think. Yeah, looks like we're going to clean them up there. And then what do they have? Pavese crossbows, yeah, archers, and then Royal Knights. Yeah, that's very annoying. Because I just have, let's see, archers on this side. I need to bring them over here so that they can shoot. Let's bring spears down the hill a little bit. And militia sergeants down the hill. And then crossbows need to get into a better position because they're not really able to shoot. Well, maybe they can shoot those Royal Knights from here. At least some of them can. Let's check these guys out because it says that they're in range. But if I'm shooting my own guys in the back, I don't want that. Yeah, they're not taking any shots. That's interesting. Looks like these Royal Knights might want to charge into them. Let's try to intercept with my militia sergeants. There, they took a volley to the face. Lost one guy. And yeah, crossbows can maybe shoot there, maybe. And let's get spears over like that. And are they going to charge us with all of their crossbows? Interesting. I mean, my army is pretty tired, so yeah, we'll see. All right, Royal Knights are down to 13 man. Let's send my spears in, and yeah, this kind of feels like a melee push. Yeah, peasants, javelin men, a bunch of crossbows, more peasants, urban militia. Not a really good quality melee push, honestly, but they have a lot more stuff. I know, because they at least have 2 more units of Knights of Santiago, and we haven't gotten to those other 2 units yet, so yeah, I can't let my guard up. I know it's not even like half of the battle timer either. You know, there's still a lot of time left in this battle. Yellow Glasses and Clansmen can turn around and fight these sergeants that chased my men off to the edge of the battle map. Yeah, you guys can go there. You guys go here. PvPs are running away on this side. Feared men are getting into position. Yeah, PvPs are running away on this side. Those are all just peasants. And yeah, that's looking okay. Yeah, archers. Gosh, do I send my Royal Knights who are totally exhausted to chase the stuff? I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want to do. My feudal men-at-arms and feudal sergeants are continuing to push against this peasant mob. Oh, they got some urban militia in here as well. But again, their crossbows and archers are just maintaining their distance, and I feel like they're not, I don't know, I feel like their firepower in this battle just hasn't been that devastating, honestly. Archers, are you out of ammo? No, are you not shooting? Yeah, you can definitely shoot. Don't waste your ammo on the Pavese crossbows because that's just you're not gonna do any damage against them. But you can definitely shoot at their archers, and it looks like we won that battle against those field sergeants. Yeah. Gallo Glasses, you guys can withdraw. Yeah, you've done your job. Good job, guys. Highland Clansmen, you guys stand tall for now. Looks like we've finally beaten back that... No, they beat us back. Oh, wow. Little peasant and urban militia blob pushed us back here. Interesting. Do I need to send in my exhausted Royal Knights? Yeesh. I mean... Shit, I guess I do. I don't really have much else. Alright, exhausted Royal Knights. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 Knights Templar. And then... Yep, you guys go as well. At this point, just push them back. Yeah, Highland Clansmen, Billmen, all just go and push these guys back as much as you can. So we get a nice little charge in here. Royal Knights versus Urban Militia. We should win that. And then, yeah, we broke the peasants there. That's looking good. Yep, they're broken. They're broken. They're broken. Yeah, everyone's running away. Perfect. That looks good. And do they have any units coming on in? Some peasants? I'm not seeing much else. Well, I do have reinforcements coming on, but currently, my current standing army is looking pretty sparse. Yeah, these Highland clansmen, they've had enough. They were just chasing out crossbows, and then they broke. Yeah, they're done. They're tired. Which is a shame, but you know what? That's how it goes. So, Fearedmen, stand strong. I need you guys to hold your ground here. Militia sergeants, hold your ground. Even though there's units here that I should be withdrawing, I need everything that's here to be here until I get more reinforcements on. These archers just came on. Yeah, they have a fresh, full set of, quiver full of ammunition. Crossbows are still shooting. I hope you guys are, yep, reloading, so that means you're shooting. Feudal men-at-arms, let's get you back up here. And another unit of Royal Knights. So that's going to be the next little boss level here. So let's make sure that my feared men, I need these guys to take that charge. So let's try to get them down here so that they can take the charge of those Royal Knights. And then, let's see, do I have... Yeah, let's try to get these billmen down here as well. Because, yeah, there's Royal Knights trying to get into my spears, which is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, looks like they played that well. Yeah, the Urban Militia blocked the charge of my feared man. And now the Royal Knights are going to get into my spears. So that's nasty. Let's get my Knights Templar down to try to stop this. Because, yeah, they're winning that fight easily. And then billmen as well come down here and try to help out. Yeah, they played that pretty well. Now my spears are fighting stuff they shouldn't be fighting. Militia sergeants, get on in here to hold up these POV's crossbows. Let's see here. Their Royal Knights are down to 16 men. Alright. So they should start taking losses now that they're fighting my billmen. Highland clansmen, you guys can... should I withdraw you? I should. Arblasters, yeah, let's withdraw you. I think I'm gonna hold here so we can spare you. I just got a unit of Urban Militia for reinforcements, which that's kind of worrisome because that means I'm getting towards the bottom of the barrel when it comes to my reinforcement pool. And that kind of leads back to something that I was wondering at the beginning of the battle, which is that will I just simply drown beneath the forces and the numbers of the Spanish? I mean, they did have a pretty decisive victory in the initial wave, but I've done well since then to hold the lines, but will they simply just overwhelm me? Well, luckily I got a unit of Turcopoles onto the field, so now it's nice having some fast cav. Yeah, I missed having light cav. So they can run down these Spanish javelins and these crossbows perhaps. Yeah, that feels good. And I know that at the end of my reinforcement pool, I just have like a bunch of archers, which if I can just hold the hill, maybe just having a bunch of archers versus, well, the Spanish archers, maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing. My goodness, these Turcopoles got a good charge into these Arblasters, and although they're winning, or at least I thought they were. Yeah, it says the Arblasters are losing badly, but these Turcopoles, they're gonna get charged by archers. Yeah, they're just broke. Oh man, that's tough. Oh man, it's tough when your light cav loses against archers. Yeah, that's rough. Alright, well, they're probably gonna rally, and 17 men with, they're still horse archers. I haven't really used their ammo yet. So, yeah, I'll take that. Are you guys shooting? They can shoot at those Arblasters, and crossbows still have ammo because they just shoot so slow. So yeah, I was just trying to draw them into range of my crossbows and make sure that you guys are spread out so that you do as much damage as possible. Then what do we have here? More crossbows? Perfect. There is a unit of mounted sergeants coming on in, so I do have to be wary of them. These mounted sergeants are coming on in now, and right now, that is the most threatening thing on the field for the Spanish. Actually, no, I take that back. Yep, 20-man unit of Royal Knights coming on in as well. Alright, well, right as I just have pretty much like an all-archer army, and now they bring on the heavy cav. Cool. Yeah, got some spearmen, militia sergeants, handgunners, fanatics. Jeez Louise, it just keeps going and going and going. We have our fearmen charging into their mounted sergeants, so that's a good fight for us. Spears versus cav feels good. Looks like some of these guys are going to be just doing their own thing, so let's see if I can put my militia sergeants in front so they don't get into my crossbows. And it says it's evenly matched. That shouldn't be the case. Let's bring down these billmen to make sure that we win that fight. Because yeah, that's a healthy unit of fearmen that I would rather not have lose to a unit of cav. That's the Royal Knights. Okay. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay. I don't really want to have all my units fighting against one unit of mounted sergeants. Alright, urban militia charging to them. And let's send in my cav as well. Urban militia can actually hit hard against them, so at least there's that. I see my fearmen to hold because they're flanked now. That's bad. But urban militia might actually do a bit of damage versus them. Like a surprising amount, you know? Yeah, we'll see about that. We have our Royal Knights coming on in. Just exhausted as all ever. Totally exhausted. Yeah, mounted sergeants hanging out. Let's try to flank them here. These militia sergeants. I was trying to protect my crossbows, but we have to... Oh yeah, they're breaking us here. God damn. God damn. They broke us here as well. Oh yeah, that's rough. All right. All right. Is this how it ends? is this it? Royal Knights, go go go. Yeah, are all of you guys shooting? Yeah, you guys should all be shooting. And that is a big break. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, my general's running away. He's not even doing. He's like on the hill. He hasn't touched his sword in an hour, and he's running away as well. Yeah, that might be the break right there. That's tough. Mounted sergeants and Royal Knights were the units that broke us. Yeah, a lot of archers here that could be shoot. Let's get my turtle poles into the arblasters there. We can at least, do some more damage if we can. Hold for as long as possible. Shoot as many arrows as possible. I think I still have some reinforcements coming on in, but I don't think I don't think I have anything that can beat 12 Royal Knights. Or how many mounted sergeants are there? Where do their mounted sergeants go? I don't even know. Or are they down here? No, these are my crossbows routing. Spearmen routing. Yeah, checkables can get away. Don't need to fight spears. We might have wiped out their mounted sergeants because I'm not seeing them. But still, my point stands. I don't know if I can stand against those Royal Knights there. Again, we'll hold our ground as best we can, We'll see. Maybe with our remaining Royal Knight units, maybe we can bring them down. Crossbows can shoot into them. Maybe get a couple volleys. Maybe bring them down a little bit. It's just 12 guys, Maybe we can hold. Go, 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 go. General, you can sound your rally horn. Only routing... Oh no! There's no rally horn. It's just telling guys to rally. I got it. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to. Jesus, I'm getting my games mixed up. Yeah, you guys can rally, and then you go into a fight. Can we kill 12 Royal Knights? Can we do it? And then crossbows shoot into those militia sergeants. Archers shoot into the spears. Crossbows shoot into the spears there. And then, do I have any more reinforcements I can bring on? Oop. Just all archers, it looks like. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, yep. They're breaking my guys. We killed 3 Royal Knights and all of that. So you're running now. And you're out of ammo. You're running. You're probably going to run. Let's get you here. And then, yep. Film it. Yep, general's running away. And I think that with that, I don't think I'm going to fight anymore, because then I'm just, feeding the enemy kills. Because it's just archers at this point. Yeah, yep, it's just archers. So I'll try to get my guys off of the field, and then I'll just end the battle, instead of letting my archers trickle on and just get massacred by 9 Royal Knights. That doesn't seem like a a good way to end it. Well, that hill served me well, you know? I held that hill for as long as I could, and my men put up a valiant fight, but in the end, it was just too much. The heat and the numbers of the Spanish just could not overcome those obstacles. So let's end that. And then, yes, there we go. And we killed 1,700 of their guys. I should execute those 600 men because I'm not going to get to, you know, capture them, obviously. So let's go ahead and kill captured soldiers. Yeah, so that brings the total up pretty high. I would say, so like 2,300 killed, basically. Gosh, how many did they have? 3,000 something? Damn, yeah, that's a big army. And I lost 1,200. So, yeah, what? We killed more than twice as much as we lost? Yeah, we made them bleed for it, for sure. So they took Palestine, but we should be able to take it back. And I'm curious to see how damaged, how many men they have left in Syria. Yeah, Palestine lost. And here's the sea battles. So yeah, we got that one boat in the English Sea. And then they attacked me here, and we did not get away, so we lost that boat. They attacked me. Oh, yes. So the Western Mediterranean, they attacked me. And I got 2 of their guys. Yeah, the defense won. The defense won, so I lost your boat. That's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. All right, so demand for ransom refused. The prisoners no longer need to trouble your thoughts. This must be in... Okay, this isn't... It's confusing because this isn't Palestine. This has to do with the fight in Anjou. So the Spanish aren't not going to be paying for that 363 men that I captured. And they're going to demand, let's see, 13, almost 1,400 florins for 196 men. Yes, we will pay that. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. This looks like... Oh, no, it's not a civil war. It's just a Christian rebellion here because of the excommunication in Aragon. Okay, faction eliminated. Okay, so that's it for the Germans. So that means there could be a reemergence at some point. And bribery. Okay, so as the emissary reaches his target, he reviews the army's worth. He advises you that the army is not of the value originally assessed. An offer of 1,656 florins should be made. I don't know who this is for. Offer the advised amount, and then let's see. So the general is too loyal, so we could not bribe him. That's unfortunate. And then here, same thing, 57,000 instead of 63,000, I think was the original price. So let's just offer the advised amount. And again, the general was too loyal. That's unfortunate. Okay. Inquisition stuff. Stew has been finished here. I think it's an upgraded assassin building here in Tripoli, I believe. Estates General, so a great assembly from the noblest lord to the humblest landowner, each gathered into their own estate or class of person, has been brought together to give the consent to the king's laws. His powers to raise taxes and use the money as he pleases are marks of his power. +1 to the French king's influence. Well, he ain't here. He's in Champagne, so... And that's all he has. So I doubt it matters. Yeah, so... Palestine. Yeah, it looks like they still have a lot of troops left. Luckily, so this is a citadel with a barbican. So, and the people that we have defending it, some longbowmen, some billmen, some knights, some royal knights that can be dismounted, of course. Yeah, not the greatest garrison, but it's something. And do they even have artillery? Yeah, they have a mangonel. I'm just seeing the one mangonel that they have. Okay. But still, we can bring forces from Tripoli. Since they only have 1 stack left in Syria, we can really pour in, you know, we can essentially leave just like, you know, 1 stack in Tripoli. We can bring it down from Antioch even, maybe. And just pour everything from Tripoli into Palestine and try to push the Spanish out. That is an option. Yeah. Looks like we lost our governor of Antioch as well in that fight. So we're going to have to find a new Prince of Antioch. But we can do that later. And let me just take a peek around at my other provinces and see, did we lose? Any other governors? Yeah, it looks like we lost a governor of Anjou. Or the Count of Anjou. I think that was it, just on initial assessment. Income, we're losing 900 florins now. From... Let me look at this. Let's actually just make sure I save right away. That was an insane battle. This episode's gone on for over 3 hours for me for recording. It's interesting that we're losing that much more money because the trade lanes that we had opened before are still open. Oh, I guess just losing Palestine, I guess, right? It wasn't worth... I didn't think it was worth that much money. There's no trade here, but I guess just farmland, I guess, was making some decent money. So, yeah, that's probably why. All right, well, the war is on, yeah. And the Spanish, yeah, made some headway there for sure, but there will be a retaliation. And as long as they bleed for every inch that they take, it will all work out in the end. So before I go, I just wanted to say that if you enjoyed these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Concept playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.